Another impressive victory for Villareal, this time away at Mallorca. Mallorca yet to win at home this season, but they had started the campaign with two impressive draws, one against Real Madrid and one against Sevilla. The game started with honour paid to Abden Prats and to Maffeo. Maffeo received a shirt for 100 games for the club, and Abden Prats given an award by the island of Mallorca. And it was Mallorca who had the early opportunities. This shot from Samu Costa, pushed away by Diego Conde. Lots of corners in the first half. This one from Dani Rodriguez, headed over the top by Murici. Murici away on international duty, came back with a slight knock, but he was fit to start the game. Villareal eventually got into their stride, and this shot from Ilias Akomac, testing or not testing, as was the case, Grafe in the Mallorca goal. It was well wide. Villareal back on the attack here. Baina's shot just past the left-hand upright. Elias' shot, I should say. The Moroccan international. So two shots from distance from Ilias, and not much else from Villareal, but they've got so much quality that when they come forward, there's always the threat, and it would be the visitors who took the lead. That was a wayward shot from new signing Barry. Baina given far too much space here. But drills a shot wide. Tierno Barry wanted it played into him. It went out to Baina instead, and cutting inside on his right foot. Just didn't quite catch the shot right. Here comes the goal. It's Baina with the cross, and it's Logan Costa. Remember the name, a new signing for Villareal. He's cost 17.5 million, bought in from Toulouse. It will rise to 19 million euros, but he looks like he's going to be worth the money. He was solid at the back. He dealt with the threat of Murici, and he got the opening goal of the game. He takes up a good position here, and he angles the header nicely just inside the far post from Baina's assist. Another assist from Baina, king of the assists last season for Villareal, and that is not going to change this season. In fact, not just for Villareal, he was the top assist provider in La Liga. And Costa off the mark. It was slightly against the run of play, though. It felt a little bit for Mallorca. They'd had a lot of the possession, but they'd gone behind. Sergi Cardona involved in the build-up there. Santi Comasagna had an excellent game in the centre of the pitch for Villareal. Another ball into the area, headed away, comes out to Costa, he shoots through the crowd, and Murici almost turns it in at the post, but Conde is able to smother it. Ball up towards Murici, and it's Marc Domenech who runs onto it, and it sits up nicely for him to strike, and he strikes it well, and it's a very good save from Diego Conde. He's only 17 years old, Marc Domenech, will turn 18 in December, and he skipped a stage in the Mallorca youth system. He's gone straight from under-19s to first-team football. And there's definitely something about him. He was the first change made by Iago Barasati in the second half, as Valeri Fernandez came on, but lots of promise from Marc Domenech. Villareal back on the attack. Headed just over the top from Santi Comesaña. 2 goals last season for Comesaña, 3 the season before that for Rayo. He always weighs in with 2 or 3 goals for his team, but principally his job, search and destroy in midfield, and he did that very effectively throughout the game. Opportunity here for Mallorca. It comes out to Tony Lato. It's a clever little dink into the 6-yard box. Murici buries his header, but he is the wrong side of the last defender. No question that he was in an offside position. Villareal back on the attack. Ayoze, Baena. And a good save from Grafe. Here comes Asano. And here comes the equaliser. It's Albiol, just a few days after his 39th birthday, who scores an own goal. 56 minutes up. And then it's an excellent cross from Asano. So difficult for defenders to deal with, running back towards their own goal. And he hammers that inadvertently past Diego Conde, and that makes it 1-1. And it was no more than Mallorca deserved. They'd come out very strongly since the restart. Sergi Dard there. And Robert Navarro coming on for Dani Rodriguez. And Asano. Jeremy Pino had come on for Villareal, always lively and causing problems there, playing in Kika Femenía, and his shot almost turned in by Tierno Barry as Grafe struggled to keep hold of it at his near post. Now, this is a key moment in the game. It's Tony Lato receives a straight red card. Referee pulls out the red card. He doesn't even wait to get across to Lato. It has to be a red. It's dangerous play. Pino was lucky that he didn't need stitches after this. Completely unintentional, of course, and Lato stayed on the pitch to make sure that Jeremy Pino was okay. But there were no protests from the Mallorca players. He had to go, so they were reduced to 10 men. Morlanes was the sacrifice. He came off. Mojica came on, and they played with a 4-4-1, which they eventually switched to a 5-3-1, bringing on Copetti as a third centre-back. But it all meant that the emphasis now really was on Villareal. They had the extra man. Could they get the extra goal and get the extra 2 points? Nicolas Pepe came on in the second half. This one floated into the back post, and the header from Tierno Barry. In fact, it was Sergi Cardona coming in behind Tierno Barry. He would have been possibly in an offside position had he scored it, or had it been scored. Another change here. This is the switch in formation. They go to a back three. Copetti comes on, and they play with Mojica and Fernandez, Valeri Fernandez as the wing backs. And at this point, you started to think, well, Mallorca have played well. They're now just going to settle for a point. And with 10 men, having played for 21 minutes with 10 men, then they will take a point. Terats came on for Villareal, as did Juan Bernat. And Villareal were struggling to take advantage of the extra man, but one thing was happening. Baena was popping up in the middle. Jeremy Pino and Nicolas Pepe were playing wide, and Baena was playing through the middle, and he was starting to thread those passes through the Mallorca defence. And that can only mean one thing: danger for the opposition. That was a chance there with Bernat and Ayoze sending the shot wide. So how long would their resistance last? Could they get the point, Mallorca? The answer was no. Now, this was one scare. It looked as if Pino was going to get on the end of that cross. In the end, it ended up in the hands of Grafe. It was a brilliant turn into space from Ayoze. Good delivery as well, and Copetti just did enough. And then Grafe came out and made the save. There's another opportunity here. In fact, this is the goal. Unstoppable from Ayoze. His third since joining Villareal. The celebrations from Marcelino on the touchline. It was a mistake from Samu Costa. They played it nicely between themselves. And then the man who always produces the brilliant final ball. It wasn't quite the final ball this time. Baena through to Pino. Pino squared it. He was onside, Pino. And as he pulls it back, Ayoze just needs to run it into the back of the net. And that's exactly what he did. For the second time this season, Ayoze scoring in injury time to give Villareal points. He did it against Sevilla. So the final score then, Mallorca 1, Villareal 2.